Welcome to the Hoof and Fang podcast. I'm Kirt.
And I'm Maz.
And we're back for another week of podcasting. Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
That is exciting.
So Tuesday.
It really is.
Much Tuesday is happening today.
Yeah. I think we've both been a little frantic with things, like running around, yelling at people and such. So
yeah,
that's the energy we're bringing to this podcast. Is us being slightly frazzled.
We're officially busy, frazzled, all the things.
Yeah.
But here we are. And guess what, listener? For you, it's Friday.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
You made it.
You made it.
You did it.
One more day of work. If you have a typical weekend,
right?
I guess you could be listening to this and be like, assholes, I work through the weekend.
Yeah.
My weekend is Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yes. Man, I lived that life for a long time.
Right.
Yeah. When people are like, oh, thank God it's Friday, right? I'm like, yeah, I work overnight. My days off are Wednesday and Friday. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Having days off separated like that.
Yeah, it was not great.
Had to be weird.
Yeah, it sucked. It was not my favorite thing.
Although I suppose, I could think of some good things about that. Because there are some times where, like, I do sort of wish it would be like a random day off here or there might do me more good than 2 consecutive days.
Yeah.
You know?
I definitely, I was able to get more things, like adult things done when I had my days off during the middle of the week. Because then I can go to the store and it wasn't crowded. I can make doctor's appointments and not miss a day of work.
Right.
That kind of stuff. That was awesome. But being able to socialize and hang out with people, that just didn't happen. That's why I had to make friends with all my coworkers who had the same weird schedule as me.
Sure.
So not optimal, but it works.
Unless you're me and you're like, not hanging out with people.
Yeah, right.
That has its
like,
benefits.
I can't go to this party. Sorry. No worries.
But then it's like having a job where other people are present. Like,
right.
I've escaped that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yes, you were very lucky.
So
envious.
what is going on for you?
I am desperately close to the end of the 3rd book in the Wild Contract series. If I could I think I can get it done this week. Honestly. Yeah. Fingers
Knocking
crossed.
on wood.
So I probably won't be able to work today, but like Wednesday through Saturday, if I can stick to my schedule, I think I can be done by like next time we do this podcast. I should be like, I finished, I'm done, I'm excited, or at least finish with the first draft. There's always rewrites and stuff. Sure. But yeah, I'm so close.
Well, now we're going to hold you to that.
Yeah. Well,
if next week we start and you're like, okay, so you know how last week I said I was going to finish that book?
Right. You're going to be like, no, incorrect. F, you failed. So yeah, this will help me. So hopefully next week I can be like, yes, I made the goal. I'm done, wrapped up. It's in the can. Like Jess now has to just tear it apart. And then once that's done, to treat myself, then I can start working on Baja's story because now I know what I want to do. Okay. And like, it's such a complete change of like point of view because Baja's such a grumpy bastard and Dallas is a chaotic idiot. So being able to switch gears and go into that world and that mindset and this like dumb little adventure that's just for the Patreon people and stuff, like that'll be such a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm I almost feel like I'm eating my vegetables so I can get to the dessert, even though this is like the end of the book and all this like cool stuff is happening. There's cool battles about to kick off. I'm like, I just want to write about these 2 dinosaurs like going on vacation more than anything right now. So yeah, I also dropped in today a couple hours ago, a sneak peek of like a relic thing that I'm working on for our members, just because I shared like a little snippet on my newsletter, but then I shared a better one for our members and I'm just watching people lose their mind because I didn't tell anybody I was going to do it. So I was just like, ha, and just like threw it in there.
Oh, that's why my phone's been blowing up.
I decided to just share a little thing because
I've been ignoring notifications to try to be productive. And I was like, oh.
Yeah. It's just people being excited, which is great. So yeah, that was fun. I think that was the kind of little shot of caffeine I needed before we got rolling. Is like getting excited about people being excited about my work and not trudging through dumb work, like day job stuff. So But yeah, that's what I have going on.
See, and I thought they were just responding to the episode of Two Who Live On that we dropped.
Well, that too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it really?
It is.
And
it should be, because I've been having a blast with that. Like this, every time that you drop more chapters for me to proof, I'm like, whatever I'm doing, I stop. I'm like right in the middle of the book now. I'm like, okay, well, all this crap's happening. So I want to know what is going to happen next. Like there's things.
Yeah, we are pretty much exactly at the midway point with episode 4.
Yeah. So there's some shenanigans afoot. So I'm fully invested at this point.
Yeah. So hopefully folks are enjoying that as well. Yeah. I started rehearsals in earnest this week. So
Fun.
I did a few rehearsals last week for the show. I'm directing Rocky Horror I'm directing the Rocky Horror Show at a local theater, if you did not catch that in previous episodes. And last night we had our first rehearsal with like almost everybody there. There were a couple conflicts. And it was just so nice.
Yeah.
It went really well. They sound great.
Awesome.
It's a good group of people. Like, I don't have to dread going to that every night.
Yeah.
I just have a low level dread about being busy all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
About knowing that like my evenings are booked from now until the middle of September.
Oof, that's so much. Yeah.
Yeah. With a small break to go on a conference cruise.
Yeah, that's still working though. Like it's on a boat and that's awesome. And there's a lot of our friends who are going to be there, but it's still work, networking and stuff.
And we just found out, or maybe it was, I think since last episode, we got the actual schedule. So now I know that like the drag thing I have to do and I'm very worried about isn't happening until 10 p.m. on Thursday night. So it's like the last thing of the conference. And it's like, we are the grand finale and I get to spend the whole week being nervous about something.
Yeah. Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah. They have booze on this trip, right? It's just
yes. Yeah. And it's unlimited.
Oh, okay. Well,
not the top shelf stuff, but
it's fine.
I don't need that.
No, just something to calm the nerves every day when you're starting to get a little like, ugh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So yeah, that, and then I'm just trying to like keep my head in the game during the day. I worked all of this weekend, all Saturday and most of Sunday, like not a full day on Sunday, but a good chunk of time on Sunday, to finish up, Tempest by friend of show, Kiki Clark. So that's done.
Awesome.
And then if I can do what I did today, every day this week, I will get the podium book I'm working on finished by Friday.
Okay.
And then I won't have to work this weekend.
Nice. Knock on wood.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood. So hopefully I can keep my brain, my concentration, my vocal health, and everything just working through Friday, and then I can take a break.
Yeah. Just a few more
Fingers
days. You can do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I really need that time to start prepping for that damn cruise.
Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah, that's coming up fast.
I really need to start like, gathering things, packing.
Yeah.
We're getting ready for the panel, the workshop I'm leading, like those sorts of little things.
The thing.
So, yeah. Ooh.
When do you leave?
I fly out on the 18th.
Okay.
So not this weekend, the following Sunday.
Okay. So you got some time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is about when I would start being like, I need to pull out the suitcase and start like, yeah.
Right. So yeah, if we seem like a little frantic. Well, I think we warned them about this a while back.
Yeah. That it was like August was going to be a little nuts.
Yeah. And here we are. So, speaking of August and things that are happening in it, coming up on Patreon, we have our next episode of Two Who Live On coming out next Tuesday. That will be episode 5.
Yes.
And we left off on a bit of a cliffhanger
in
the last chapter. So I'm excited to see what happens next. And then we will have our Animorphs episode where we're talking about book number 38, The Arrival. And that comes out on Wednesday.
Yes.
So
it'll be fun.
And then our usual episode Friday, a week from today.
Just knocking it out.
Just like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we talking about today?
So I thought today would be kind of fun to talk about what our like origin story would be if we were the main character of a book. Because I was kind of brainstorming the other day and like I was at Barnes & Noble flipping through stuff and I found like a YA novel. And I was like, man, if I could transport myself and be the main character of a book, my original thought was, would I want to be a young person again or would I want to stay the same age? So that's what kind of like planted the seed for us to talk about it today. As I was like, what if we were to get transported into a book? It could be sci-fi, fantasy, whatever. Like kicking it off, what would you want to go into like a YA novel and be young again? Or do you think you'd want to stay the same age?
It's tough to answer that because so in this scenario, do I maintain my 39-year-old intellect?
See, that's a good question.
Do I know once it's happened?
Yeah.
Like, oh, suddenly I'm in a book and I'm in a different body and in a different scenario. But I still remember I'm Kirt from Wisconsin.
Yeah, I would say yeah. In this scenario, let's say that you get to keep your faculties.
So if I get to keep my adult brain,
yeah,
fuck yeah, I want to be younger.
for sure, right?
Please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think
Absolutely.
my initial thing was like, yeah, I'd want to be younger because like at this point, like when I stand up now, my hip hurts. That's new.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I think I'd want to at least be 20 again, just so I can move unencumbered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So early 20s, late teens, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So yes.
But the stipulation is you have to keep who you are now.
Right, because I wouldn't want to be a teenager again.
Yeah, that sucked. I don't envy.
The hormones, the thinking you know shit, but you don't.
No, yeah.
All the feelings.
I kind of
the poor
miss
decision making.
I don't miss that. I do miss the feelings though of being like just very passionate about everything. Like I felt like I cared so much about stuff when I was younger. And now I hit apathy very fast. So I kind of miss that, but not so much everything else that went with it.
Yeah, no. My nearly 40-year-old psyche inside a 20-year-old body.
Unstoppable.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
What about, okay, so what would you want your MacGuffin to be in the book? Like, if you were a main character, would you want your story to be like you trying to regain power or tackling evil or like saving the world? Like, are you a saving the world kind of person, or would you just kind of want to elevate yourself like you wanted to become the best at something?
I wouldn't want to be the best at something.
You don't think so?
I don't think that would ever motivate me.
No.
If they were like, your goal is to become the most powerful sorcerer the world has ever seen, I'd be like, I'm okay with being like the 70th most powerful sorcerer
hit
the
like
world has ever
mid-range.
seen. Yeah, like I don't
Get a good job as a wizard.
I was like, can I open and shut doors without having to get up? Awesome.
Yeah, right?
That's, Can I make dinner appear?
That's pretty legit.
Amazing.
I feel like we could open a business with that.
Right.
Like if we can both get like decent powers as long as they complement each other.
Right. Like, So like, no, I wouldn't want to be the most powerful person. So I probably do need some sort of quest in which I am seeking like a very important thing.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be.
Would you want like the weight of the world to be on your shoulders? Like, do you want to be the ultimate, like a Frodo kind of situation where like you've got to take the ring, otherwise everything's going to go to shit? Or is that too much?
No, of course not. But who wants that?
Yeah.
The point of all of those stories is those people
the reluctant
they don't
hero.
want it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't see that for themselves and then they have to do it anyways.
Yeah.
So no, I wouldn't want it. But yes, that is what I would expect if I'm being dropped into a story.
Right.
Otherwise, it'd be a really boring story. And I'd be in my 40-year-old psyche being like, why is this story so boring?
Right. Yeah.
Why aren't there higher stakes to all of this?
There has to be like the world's going to end. Otherwise, I'm not going to go.
Right.
Yeah. That's, I guess
like,
it's.
You must find the gem of whatever.
Yeah.
Things will get slightly uncomfortable for this group of people. I'd be like, oh, well.
They'll be all right.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Maybe one of them should go get it.
Well, I mean, there's a whole genre of cozy fantasy now where it's never like the end of the world kind of thing. Like Legends and Lattes. It's just her trying to get her coffee store going. So you could go way more tame and be like, okay, fate of the world's not happening, but I'm going to disappoint my cool band of friends if I don't get my coffee shop up and going. Like now my little mouse guy's depending on me.
You know, I have those stakes now.
Yeah.
I would, Again,
so it needs to be grand.
If I'm going through the trauma of being plucked out of my real life and put into a fictional story.
Yeah.
No.
You want it to be grand. Stakes. Yeah, for sure.
What about you?
I'm torn between, because I think if I had a fictional body and I could withstand dealing with the end of the world, great. But as previously stated, getting up hurts now. So cozy fantasies really call into me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like maybe being able to keep some type of cool mystical animal that's like a friend, like a Falcor kind of thing.
Sure.
Dope. But it would probably be wasted on me because I'd want to open a potion shop or something like real chill.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now you said a word. Falcor?
Did I say it right? The guy.
I don't know what that is.
The dragon from Neverending Story, the puppy guy. Big puppy dragon, with the white.
So it's a name.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think that's his name.
I do. Yes, that sounds familiar.
Okay. I was about to say, I might be getting that wrong because I haven't seen it since I was a child.
I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Is it like a cross between a falcon and a manticore? Which a manticore is itself a magical thing, so it's not even real.
That'd be
is there
dope.
a real animal that ends with core? A falcon and a...
I don't No, I don't think so.
Okay, well, then.
Somebody somewhere is going to be like, "Oh my god, this!" But yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I want one of those. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah,
a fluffy dragon who can fly you around.
Yeah,
that
right.
wouldn't be so bad either.
Yeah, you could be the mascot of my store.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Your store.
I'm opening a store.
Okay.
That is my dream life. I live in a fantasy world. I'm some type of cute goblin or elf. I don't know. Probably a goblin. And I have a dragon or maybe a large cat.
Okay.
And I sell potions to adventurers on their way to do stuff. I'm not going, but I've got great deals.
Okay.
That would be my...
But then what is the obstacle? What's the conflict?
Either a rival store or like the fantasy equivalent of capitalism. I'm joking.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't wait to read that.
Yeah, it's so fun. No,
Coming soon from Maz Maddox.
No, it would have to be some type of
fantasy story that will make you as sad as real life.
I win at the end. It's a happy story. No, it would need to be...
Nobody wins in capitalism.
I mean, no, you just, I don't know, get better at it.
Right.
You stay ahead
just
somehow.
like the people who are thriving at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment. And then fast forward.
And all the people they're taking advantage of to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, we'd have to come up with a better villain for sure. It would have to be some type of evil thing, maybe rolling in, or I don't know. I'd have to brainstorm, but something like that. But yeah, I don't know if I'd want to go up against a full army of demons or something. I don't know if I have the energy level for that.
Well, one would also need to be gifted with the ability to handle such a thing.
Yeah.
So like a weapon or a power.
Yeah, there you go.
That would also need to be inherent.
Yeah.
Like the adventurer has to match the adventure.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise they wouldn't be like, yes, you unassuming young person.
Yeah.
Go on an adventure.
Right.
You're like, why? I don't know. I like the
cut of your jib.
Yeah. I like you know?
You seem like you're with it.
Yeah. I was like, okay, but I have no experience fighting demons. And they'd be like, you'll find like a good stick on the way there. Just poke them.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of how Lord of the Rings got started though? Like they're like, well, the Hobbit's got to go. And they're like, he's going to die. So we should all go with him. And that's how the adventure starts. I think that would be kind of like how I got roped into it. They'd be like, the goblin has to go because she runs the shop and she knows all the things. So we're going to make her go with the people who can actually fight and she'll just hang out in the backpack. Right.
But Frodo is chosen because he finds the ring, right?
No, I think, I base this off of the movies and not the book, but his uncle gives him the ring.
Okay.
And then I guess it's his responsibility because he's not as tempted by the ring because it makes people crazy.
Right.
So because he's a good guy, I guess, if that's the only thing. And again, I don't know because I've never read the books, but I think it's more of just him not being swayed into evil, which I think I couldn't handle that. As soon as I have the power for invisibility and shenanigans,
but even so,
take it away.
There's a reason he is chosen,
right?
You know, he's the chosen one,
right?
So,
right.
Even if that power is just the ability to withstand the temptation of using the ring for evil.
Yeah. Although I don't know, there's also something to be said about having a great villain backstory. Like we could go full Disney villain and be like evil sorcerers. That'd be pretty dope. Knowing eventually, I think we'd probably get cut down by some hot dude trying to get a girl in a tower. But
sure. Although I'd like to think I'd be like a chiller Maleficent.
Yeah.
Like super powerful, definitely rules with an iron, whatever.
Yeah.
But like doesn't go nuts.
Okay.
When like the pretty girl doesn't invite me to her baptism or whatever, you know, like,
right.
She really she was her own undoing.
Yeah.
By getting so upset about that.
If she handled it reasonably, it'd be fine. Right.
Yeah. Like, I'll get you back.
Yeah.
Baby who had nothing to do with this.
I'm like, you're picking a fight with an infant. I feel like maybe you need to get a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I feel like that would also be an excellent way to go.
Yeah.
To be like who most people consider the bad guy, but you're mostly just chilling in a tower and being like, every once in a while I may have to put down a rebellion.
Yeah.
But
because you've got like a great treasure or something that they need, or I don't know, So there's a misunderstanding that maybe you caused something that you didn't. So there's always an uprising and you have to just keep squishing it.
Yeah. But other than that, I would like to just kind of like do my own thing.
Yeah.
And
practice dark
let
magic.
people do their own things and like.
Have a cool aesthetic.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You can dig that.
Yeah. Maybe when knights arrive to fight me, I invite them in and I'm like,
yeah,
come on in, like see how normal my life is. And they're like, oh, this is weird. And I'm like, yeah.
Can you let everybody else know back at home to knock it off?
Can we cut this out for like a generation?
Yeah, yeah. Come back later.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, you can fight them with communication and understanding.
Right.
Sounds fabulous, actually.
Yeah.
I'd read that.
I mean, really, you could just like do a newsletter.
Yeah. Yeah. Wicked sorcerer newsletter. Oh, that's fantastic.
This is what's going on in my life these days.
It's like you and your like potion bottle collection.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
Someone needs to write this.
Sure.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
What about if you could have magical, would you go full sorcerer? Like, is that a good default for you? Like, would you want to do magic of some sort or would you go more realistic?
I mean, of course, I would love to have some magic. And I think we've talked about the distinctions before and I don't remember. But I do want like the sort of like innate magical ability.
Yeah.
But the kind where I don't like accidentally kill a friend because I don't understand how it works.
Yeah.
You know?
It's more like you have to maybe make it more powerful as you practice, not like automatically out the gate, you're like dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be like some sort of talisman that I wear.
That's cool.
And then I have the power, but it only works for me. So it's not like people are trying to steal the talisman to use the power for themselves.
Maybe that's why they're coming to your tower.
Specifically working for me.
Yeah.
So I have a magical talisman. It's like coded to my DNA or whatever. And that's why it works for me. And also it came with instructions.
See, that's brilliant. It's like, this is step one, put it on. Got it. Check.
Right.
That done.
Like, these are my powers. There's a set number of things it can do. And here's how you do each one.
Yeah. I do love the old stories of like finding the ancient tomes and stuff that's like lost and like Indiana Jones style adventures where you find it and then whoever possesses the tome and reads from it, that's how you get the power. So like you have to be able to understand it and then it like you absorb the power into you and then nobody can just take the book from you and suddenly now they're the pharaoh or whatever. Like, yeah, that's cool. Because then it imprints on you and then like that's your whole thing.
Yeah. I'm re-listening to A Discovery of Witches right now as sort of my like falling asleep audiobook.
Yeah.
And I'm have you... Okay.
I think we talked about it before, though. Maybe
I love one of the ones like I recommend it all the time. But one of the things is that like it is about a witch who's like not very good at being a witch, and we discover later in the series why that is.
Yeah.
And like there's a good reason for it. It's all part of the narrative. But there is a part of me listening back that I'm like, what an ass-ache to have powers and not know how to use them.
Right?
That would be just super annoying.
That would be.
And like the inconvenient ways they manifest themselves are like all the ways you wouldn't want. Like one of them is that built up magical energy gives her frizzy hair.
That's unacceptable behavior.
This is the worst.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the worst.
Maybe that's why my hair is frizzy.
Maybe. Innate magical ability that has nowhere to go.
Yeah. I'm going to have to read that because I relate to that on a soul level.
Yeah. Well, just a heads up. It is a heterosexual romance.
Oh.
It gets a little gay.
Okay.
In a while.
Okay.
But the main person, the main character is a lady and she does fall in love with a man-like creature.
Okay. Well, if you like it, I'll probably like it. So
yeah, I do like it. Okay. I think it's really cool storytelling and a great audiobook. So.
Okay. Well, then I'll give it a shot, even though the gay comes later.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
What would you want your protagonist to be? What would you want to go up against? Like, what would your main villain be?
Antagonist?
I mean, antagonist, sorry. I just assumed we were villains, I guess, for a second.
I was going to say, okay, so if we are villains, who's the protagonist? I don't know, somebody generally incompetent.
Yeah,
and,
easy to defeat.
Yeah, maybe like a lot of bluster, a lot of bluster and like a lot of raw power, but not a lot of smarts. And so...
You wouldn't want like a Moriarty situation? Somebody's going, no, you don't need that?
No. I would like the quest to be done in like 15 or 16 chapters.
Okay.
And then I can just proceed with my life.
Nice.
And find ways to make money using my magical talisman.
Well, I've got a store, so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, yes. But like oh, farmers, you need rain? Great.
Oh, okay.
I can do that.
Nice.
For,
some more bettering.
2 gold pieces a year.
Hey, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
It's very reasonable.
Well, per farm.
Right.
Every farm has to pay me 2 gold pieces a year.
But everybody can scratch up 2 gold pieces. It's fine.
Can they? I don't know what our economy's like.
Well, we'll
find out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an unreasonable sum.
Yeah, maybe we are evil. They're like, we don't have gold. And you're like, oh, if you wanted to rain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm going to steal your shit.
Like for 2 silver pieces, I'll make it sprinkle.
Yeah. So it's up to you. Whatever you can afford, give me a call.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't like. I definitely I don't want them to be that hard to defeat.
Yeah.
Because I'm still lazy.
Yeah. I think mine would have to be something. I'd probably want it to be something cool and magical. So then when I do take it down, I feel like a badass.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm a little goblin running a store, it's probably going to have to be like mobsters or something trying to come to collect protection money. And I have to like fend them off with my dragon.
Mm-hmm. I also wouldn't mind sort of an anthology of like different monsters of the week.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Keep it interesting.
Yes. I think that's the ADHD. Because I'm like, I don't want to do like a whole thing.
Yeah. Well, because it's
fighting
more
the same person for the whole time.
You'd think that they'd move on eventually. Yeah. It needs to be a new set of bullshit rolling in because then it's fun.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd be into that.
I think that would have to be mine too. Mm-hmm. Different weird people showing up to my store needing stuff and causing calamity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and definitely they come to me.
Yes.
I'm not going.
Yeah, we've got your
to
tower.
I'm not seeking them out.
We're not the adventure people. We're the maybe villains hanging out, trying to live our lives, and people are messing with us.
Right.
We're not bad, but we're not like helping a lot.
No.
Nice and gray.
Unless a really attractive man.
Yeah, like a knight rolls up and he's just like, I'm lost. And you're like, come into my tower. Right. You poor soul.
Like, my village is being attacked by a giant. Yeah, a giant. End of sentence. Yeah. A giant. And I'd be like, oh, well, like, do you want some help with that?
Yeah.
I can
help.
Come. I mean, like, you want to show me where you live?
Perfect.
Like, oh, but I don't have anywhere to stay. So
so I'd have to stay with you, like after I help.
Oh, you only have 1 bed?
Oh, no.
I guess we'll make it work.
Yeah. After I defeat the dragon or the giant.
Also, after I transform the bed into something more like a modern bed.
Yeah. And we're not doing like a pile of straw.
A hammock with straw on it. Yeah.
And we're not doing that bullshit.
No.
Yeah. Well, you've got the talisman, so your place is probably...
Actually, I'm just going to bring my castle. I'm just going to lift the castle.
There you go.
I'm going to move. In fact, it doesn't even have to move through physical space. I'm just going to do this one spell that I got in my book right here. Yeah. And it's going to move the castle to where the castle needs to be.
It's exactly on page 75.
Okay, we've fixed the problem of having to travel.
Perfect.
I'm willing to go to people to help, but only because my castle magically moves wherever I need to be.
That's perfect.
Maybe it's like Quantum Leap in that way.
Okay.
Like every adventure happens because the castle takes me to where I need to be.
That would be fun. Yeah, every time you open the door.
I don't fully understand where I am or why.
See, and then it also matches the reluctant hero thing. So you're a reluctant sorcerer wizard guy who's really just trying to live his life, but every time you open the damn door, something's going on.
Right.
Great.
Right. So I'm also thinking at this point, I was like originally an apprentice or like a servant to a wizard.
Love it.
Who finds the talisman in the instructions. And like, it's not supposed to work for me, but it does because somehow I was in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So also in the castle is like a curmudgeonly old wizard who's not as powerful as I am. And is grumpy about it and is sick of being moved all over the kingdom to all of these different townships to solve issues, and who is absolutely not a help, but like is fun comic relief in the background.
Yeah. I'm already a big fan of this curmudgeon wizard whose beard's probably way too long and he's got opinions about everything.
Yes. Yeah.
Great.
And he wears one of those tall pointy hats.
Yeah, just exactly. I was thinking like a Merlin type dude.
Constantly commenting on like, why are you wearing that tall pointy hat? Yeah. That's like, what does that do? It's the worst kind of hat.
Yeah.
No brim.
It
doesn't protect you from the rain.
Yeah.
It just gathers things from higher up and like brings it down upon your head.
Yeah.
It can be a whole running bit.
Yeah.
Like, why that hat?
Yeah, yeah. You're like dressed totally normal and there's this weird fucking dude in your attic.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I love your story. Like you've spun this.
TM.
Yeah. It's owned by you. Nobody can take this.
Who knows? Yeah. Maybe that's coming up.
Yes.
Coming up later this year on Patreon.
Yes. Little slice of life of your day-to-day life as the tower wizard and your curmudgeon.
Yeah. Oh.
Fabulous.
So yeah. So how about you? You answer the question. Who's your bad guy or good guy if you're the bad guy?
I think I'd be definitely morally gray. Like it's unknown where I'm pilfering all these good things, but I'm upcycling a lot of
Sure.
things that I may have found on dead nights, but they're dead. You need them and they're for sale. So it would be things like that. But I like the idea of it being like people traveling through the store and causing problems. So maybe adventurers seeking revenge or people trying to rob the store or something, and I have to like try to outsmart them, or they give me like really specific things that they need that I have to go try to find or like whip up in a potion shop.
Okay.
I think that'd be kind of fun. So I don't really have people like trying to overthrow my business or hurt me, but maybe it's more of just like random weird side quests that I have to try to figure out, like puzzles.
Okay.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because then I'm not trying to like defend myself because I'm a little goblin.
I love a puzzle.
Yeah.
We love, and especially if in the book, like the reader gets to try to figure out the puzzle with you.
Yeah. Like cool little riddles and stuff. Yeah.
Yes,
I'd be all about that.
Good.
Yeah. That'd be
Okay.
really
Well,
cool.
we both have some great ideas for some books that we
yours are way funnier.
put ourselves into.
I like yours a lot.
Well, keep working. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll keep workshopping.
Yeah, for sure,
We'll see
for
what
sure.
happens. So, was this your plan all along?
Yeah. I'm just mining you for stories.
Right.
I'm like, and then what happens?
Yes.
Don't mind me typing. It's something else.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely has an animal familiar.
Oh, what animal?
Well, not a cat.
Well, obviously you don't like, you're allergic to
I would probably
cats.
go some sort of like maybe owl.
Ooh.
But it's too expected. I wouldn't want it to be an owl.
What about a fantasy creature? Like if you do like a griffin or something. Like, would you want it to be big, like you can ride on it? Or do you want it to be something small that can like hang out on your shoulder?
Yes.
Both?
Yeah. I think it should be both.
It could be a magical creature that can shapeshift.
Exactly.
There you go.
It would have to be something like that. So maybe it has like a common form,
Mm-hmm.
but then like an owl that becomes a griffin sort of makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know?
Yeah. Cute little like barn owl or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
I dig it.
Okay. Well, dear listeners, have you thought of these strange things before? If so, let us know.
Yeah.
What book would you want to find yourself in the middle of? What story would you want to live out? What adventure would you like to have?
Yes.
Let us know in the comments. And thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Hoof and Fang. And as always, you can find us all over social media just by searching Hoof and Fang Podcast. And you can also go to hoofandfangpodcast.com to find a link to our Patreon, where we are releasing all those cool things we already talked about and more in the future as we get more and more subscribers.
Yes.
As a reminder, we want more subscribers, not to charge our subscribers more money.
Yes.
So if you are already a Patreon subscriber, tell a friend. Invite them to join the party.
Indeed.
We're having a good time over here.
Yeah.
Even while stupid, busy, and sort of going out of our minds.
Just a little bit.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
And there are cool things on the horizon. So hang around for those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye.